seventh order of the day is presentation and consideration of report of Committee on National Planning and Economic Affairs, Finance and Appropriation, on Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Bill 2024. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 7th May 2024. Mr. President, you may wish to invite Senator Abdullahi Yahya Abubakar, Chairman of Committee, to move the motion for presentation and consideration of the report.
Let me now yield the floor to the former leader of the Senate, Senator Yahya Abdullahi, to move his motion for the presentation. Our former leader, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. I rise to move a motion for this distinguished Senate to receive and consider the report of the Committees on National Planning and Economic Affairs, Finance and Appropriations, on the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024. I so move, Mr. President.
Senator Isa Jibrin Ochocho, you may second presentation and consideration of the report.
Okay, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the report of the Senate Committees on National Planning and Economic Affairs, Finance and Appropriations on a bill for an act to repeal the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Act (CAP) R7 Laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004 and enact the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Bill 2024 to grant the Commission powers to monitor accruals to and disbursement of revenue from the Federation account and to bring the Act in conformity with the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 and for related matters. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the former leader of the Senate and seconded by Senator Isa Jibrin, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Your Excellency, former leader, the floor is yielded to you to present your report and move into reading your report.
Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, chairmen and members of the three committees to whom this bill was referred to, I stand before you to present the report of the Senate committees on National Planning and Economic Affairs, Finance and Appropriations, on a bill for an act to repeal the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Act, CAP R7 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission Bill 2024 to grant the Commission the powers to monitor accruals to and disbursement of revenue from the Federation account to bring the Act in conformity with the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended and for related matters. The Senate at Plenary on the 7th of May 2024 debated on the general principles of this particular bill. The bill was referred to us from the House of Representatives for concurrence. But because of the importance and implication of some of the provisions of the bill, and also bearing in mind that this Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission is a constitutional body with powers granted to the Commission under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it was decided that normal concurrence that we do as a sign of respect for the interchamber reciprocity, for this one, very serious scrutiny needs to be made to ensure that the powers that were granted under the Constitution to this committee are not superseded by any addition. And that's why, in the wisdom of this great institution, it was considered important that this committee, or three committees, need to go through thoroughly the provisions of the Act so that we can sort it out. Members of the committees annexed both national planning, finance, and appropriation are attached at the end of this presentation. And while sitting and considering, I think we had so many meetings, about 3 or 5. You can note that the whole process started in May, and we are now in November, which is indicative of a lot of work that this committee went through. We went through with a hair comb to make sure that the law does not give the committees or the commission powers that it does not have under the Constitution. We also saw that it is important, for us to ensure that the committee is funded from the Federation account sufficiently to enable the Commission carry out its constitutional responsibilities. And with this in mind, the bill was referred back. The committees referred back the bill to the committee to be made up of the representative of the Ministry of Finance, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission itself, and the Federal Ministry of Justice. Because when we looked at it, we found that the legislative or the elegance of the presentation of the bill need to be perfected by the Ministry of Justice. These institutions met on several occasions and brought the bill back to the three committees, which sat down and considered all these issues. And we also made some further refinements to ensure that, all the issues that I raised earlier are taken care of. And we also devised the best way in which we can be able to fund the committee, the commission, so that it does its work. So with this introduction, I think I have already introduced the matter. We don't need to go through all the other issues that are there. And in conclusion, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the three committees of National Planning and Economic Affairs, the Committee, Senate Committee on Finance, and Senate Committee on Appropriation, we want to thank you very much for the opportunity given to three committees to be part of the processing of this bill. The incisive contributions that have been made to the debate on the general principles of the bill richly impacted on the processing of the report. We also want to express our gratitude to the Ministry of Justice and to the Ministry of Finance, who sat around and going through this bill, which brought us back again, and we also considered it. So I want to use this opportunity before you do so to thank all the members of the three committees for the very patient and painstaking way in which they went through the provisions of this bill until we come before you on this August occasion today. It's an August day in January, and I think with this, the committees, I want to report also that Mr. President, in his wisdom and in recognition of the importance of this commission, has brought to full complement the membership of this commission. Every state now has a representation on this commission, and we want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. President for the very prompt way in which this thing has been. The commission has been underrepresented, I think, for the past 4 or 5 years. But Mr. President, in his to implement the agenda of the government, make sure that this commission was given the pride of place in his New Hope agenda. So, Mr. President, with this, I would like to thank you very much and thank the Senate for giving us the opportunity to be part of this process. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for your